Hi, James.
Hello, Leanna.
It's so good to see you again.
Likewise.
We've been on this call forever. Anyway, we're going to record this video about email subject lines, which are probably my favorite things to write because they're just so beautifully simple. There's only one metric that matters, and it's did they open the email? And like supporting metrics are did you make them feel like shit for opening the email? Did you
Will they
bait
open the
their
next one?
Yeah, will they open the next one? Did the subject line stand out enough in their inbox and seem urgent and like believable and honest enough for them to open it? So we've all seen those obnoxious emails with subject lines that start with re as in reply
Mm,
to, but it's not a
yep.
reply, it's just a
Yep.
marketing tactic. And
Fake.
I saw a brand that I had worked with send a newsletter like that yesterday, and I was deeply saddened. I was like, guys, you were doing so well.
Yeah. I did not. We are not. You're not replying to me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was like, congratulations, you've won. And I was like, no, everything about this is so bad.
Wait, you won something?
No, I didn't. That's the whole thing. So I opened
That's
it
the
and I was
point.
like, this is like one of those ads where it's like, you'll never believe how this soccer mom whitened her teeth.
Oh
Uh,
God.
you know,
Well, I thought that was in my own hometown. I see those ads all the time, but it's like Fredericton woman.
it's everywhere. It's
What?
dynamic text replacement. New
Well,
Orleans mom loses 10 pounds of belly fat with this one simple trick. And it's like turmeric. Like, eat more
like
turmeric.
seriously, eat more turmeric.
I mean, yeah, we're all trying to eat more turmeric. God. Anyway,
That goes great with kale.
hot, hot, hot. Don't listen to James. He's a dirty hippie. Here's the thing about subject lines. If you have emails that you think are good, if you have an email automation that is performing decently, and you have evaluated the emails inside the actual subject line, so when someone clicks through, like we said, the subject line has nothing to do with who clicks or who responds to the actual email body. It's just whether it's opened or not.
Right.
They don't judge anything else. Don't just judge the performance of the email by the subject line.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Everyone
Yep.
knows what I'm talking about. Cool. You understand. You're smart people. If you have emails that you like and you think maybe you could be getting higher open rates, email subject lines are a super cost-effective, easy test to run. So if you have good click-through rates once people actually get inside the email, but you think the opens could be higher, then test out a different subject line, one or two for each email in your sequence, depending on how many people you're going to send it to, or how many people sign up for your list or get that sequence. And when you're writing these new subject lines, try to make them very personal. Say you instead of we or I. Try lowercasing instead of title casing or sentence casing. Sentence casing is fine. And
Mm-hmm.
for as a review, title casing is where you capitalize like every single word in the sentence. Title casing is where you capitalize the first letter, and lower casing is where you're just like, fuck it, it's an email. I'm writing an email. Who cares about pressing the shift key? We lost some viewers there.
We did. We did.
Uh,
It's the perils of
anyway,
being authentic.
yeah, that's what it is. That's what we're doing.
I
Oh,
find
and
that, yeah, the all lowercase is supposed to perform better, but I also feel like there's like, if it really doesn't match with your brand,
yeah,
it might not perform better for you. So
exactly.
don't like, there's web based subject line calculators, and they're good. They're useful, especially if you're using the word free in a subject line. That's like the
Yeah,
kind of thing that gets sent to a spam folder. They're good for catching that kind of thing, but also take it with a grain of salt because your audience and your brand might not match the
right.
um,
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. If it feels weird or disingenuous to lowercase because everyone's always heard from you with title case, then like maybe just take it
don't
down
do
one
it.
notch instead of two. Other practices, if your subject lines are really usually pretty long, try shortening them up because visually, when we're looking at our inbox and we have a stack of subject lines, we're going to go for the one that's shorter. And we should also talk about sender name a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. It's worth, I mean, it's all part of the parcel. I mean, we said we talk about subject lines, but yeah, for sure. If the sender name is like marketing at Snap Copy,
Yeah, who wants that?
no one wants that.
Y'all don't want that, right? No.
James at Snap Copy, Leanna at Snap Copy.
I
Now
don't know.
that's gonna be funny.
More
She's
like
gonna swear
James
at
and
me.
Leanna, smiley face.
Yeah.
No, we're not testing that right now. I think
Emoji, that's another thing. I've had
yeah,
a lot of clients who don't want to use emoji because it's too far for them. But it can
bad
make an email stand out. And there are
straight
emoji that
lines.
you can use that aren't like fun, happy unicorns and rainbows. There's like you can use them in a way that you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the boring emojis like arrows.
Well, yeah, that's true. I was thinking like
Those
an
can work.
airplane if it's about tickets of like flights if you're on a
Oh yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Like
so it's again, it's a visual trick, right? How do you make a line of text stand out in the inbox? Append an emoji to the beginning or the end. Don't put it in the middle most of the time, because if you're putting it in the middle, you're probably using it in place of a word. So airplane, you don't want to send a subject line if you're Scott's Cheap Flights, a subject line that says cheap airplane S to Osaka. Is it Osaka or Osaka?
Osaka.
Osaka, my bad. Whatever. Sorry, Japan. No one's watching us in Japan. Because some people's inboxes won't display that airplane emoji. So it will just come out as cheap squares to Japan.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. So yeah, don't use the shirt emoji if you're having a sale on shirts, but you can append them to the end of the subject line. And again, as we're darting through our emails, deciding which would be less terrible to open first, we end on that little emoji and it's like, oh, I'll open this one, especially if it's from James or Leanna and not no reply at crappy company name.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
That's like expanding around the idea of subject lines, but preview text.
Oh, yes. Preview text.
Like
yes.
if you have the option to manually force it to be a certain way. Now, see, I'm kind of, there's another side to that. Okay. So on the one hand, if you can like say what your preview text will be, if your automated solution lets you do that, great. Except sometimes I find I want to read the rest of it and it truncates. And then when you open the email, it's nowhere
gone. I hate that.
I feel like but anyway, think about the fact that the first line of your email is going to show up. And one of the things you see if people use personalization, where it's like first name, James, open this. And then the first subject line of the email is James, something, something. Then in your inbox, it's going to say twice, like you're just going to see it twice. It's going to look really repetitive. And
or that merge tag for the first name doesn't actually parse in the preview text. So it's the subject line will say James, open this. And the preview text will say like %, first name, %, open this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
And the other thing is you can't just automatically assume that your email service provider will pull in the first line of your email, because sometimes it will pull in the alt text for your logo image. So instead of an enticing preview line, you have like, like snap copy logo _1 _ final _ real final.jpg, you know, because that's how designers name their files.
Final.
Yeah, exactly. Real final, actual final this time.
Version 2.
Gun emoji. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, so yeah, if you have an option, you probably do in your ESP to modify your preview text, you should do that. And if you know that when your emails get to the inbox, that preview text gets truncated and doesn't actually show up anywhere inside the email body, save your readers some frustration. If you write the most enticing line of preview text and it gets truncated and they can never read the end of it, they will. Or they won't care or read it at all, because we're super anal retentive about this stuff.
So these are things to consider. It's more than just a subject line, but it is also just a subject line, and it's an easy place to make a big difference.
Yeah, and we can write them for you. That's the other thing. If you have a sequence and you want to test some new subject lines, that is a small, snappable, great project.
For sure. Buy 50 credits and like use them in a day. No, don't you do that. But man, I could write subject lines, email subject lines all day.
I do write email subject lines all day and I love it. Anyway, cool. This has been another Snapchat.
Cease and desist. I can see it coming.
Snappy copy chat. I'm just going to say it every time.
I love it.
All right, over and out.
Unnamed series. Bye.
Bye.